I'm debugging my web application and I'm doing some cross-browser testing. In this demonstration, I have Microsoft Edge open on the left side of the screen and Google Chrome open on the right. As a tester, I have to apply the same actions to each browser as I check out my site. So in Edge, I click on the About link. I'd have to do the same action in Chrome. If I decide to check out the code in the student loan page, here where I want to see if I change the amount, it calculates the correct estimated payment. I'd have to do the same thing over here in Edge. Browser Link is a feature in Visual Studio that creates a communications channel between the development environment and one or more browsers. The benefit of Browser Link is that I can connect these browsers together and synchronize changes across them. Here's another type of change. Let's say that I decide to change the HTML header on this page. So I would go to Visual Studio. I'd modify the file and change the HTML. I'd save the changes. Then I'd have to come back to the browsers and refresh both browsers. Let's go to Visual Studio and see how to configure Browser Link. The first step is to enable Browser Link. To do that, I go to this small drop down here next to the IIS Express button, click on it and choose Enable Browser Link. I'll also turn on another tool window in Visual Studio by going to that same small drop down and choosing Browser Link Dashboard. That adds this window to the lower right of the screen. Now I've got Visual Studio ready to use Browser Link. I have to consider what I need to do to my web application to get it ready. In my case, I am using ASP.NET Core 2.1, so I needed to add the correct NuGet package. I needed to add this one, the Microsoft.visualstudio.web.browserlink. And I also need to tell my web application it's okay to use the features that are in Browser Link. Typically, I would like to do that when I'm debugging my application, but not in production. So the way I do that is go over here to the startup.cs file, look in this configure method, and I've got this if statement here that says if we are in development, then go ahead and use Browser Link. So we're ready. But before I show you any more, we actually go and use Browser Link. Let me talk about the Web Essentials extension, which I have installed on my computer. And they're installed in Visual Studio. And I showed how to do that in another video in this course. It's this library right here. And what I want you to see is that there's two extensions in this Essentials bundle, one called Browser Reload on Save and one called Browser Sync. These enhance what's already in Visual Studio. Let's go take a look at those. Look for the word browser. And these are the two extensions that are installed. Browser Reload on Save. What this means is if I make a change in Visual Studio and I save the changes, Browser Sync will tell the two browsers to refresh themselves. So I don't have to go over there and refresh the browsers. And the second one is also a really nice feature, is this is a synchronization between the two browsers. So this will synchronize when I fill out forms, when I navigate to different pages, and when I scroll up and down in a page. Now that I've got this configured, in the next video, I'll look at how to use Browser Link.